To buy Madden 22 coins for the 100% cheapest price on the internet with quick delivery, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa's a family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 22 video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be showcasing the best free 90 overall players you want to be selecting from the ridiculous amount of free fantasy packs we're getting in this promo. Now you're going to be seeing this pack on the screen right here, this 90 overall NCAT fantasy pack, a ridiculous amount of times in this promo. There's a way to get 9 90s for free. I made a video on that earlier today. I'll leave it down below in the description. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. But you guys want to make sure you're making the best selections out of this pack. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is making sure I've got you guys covered on the best 90 to select. And also, like I said before, boys, we're giving away a 90 overall player in every single video that I upload today. And the first person to comment the word SWIFT down below in the comment section is winning a 90 for free. It is that simple, boys. Make sure you've got the noties on and you're subscribed to the channel, because there are going to be a ridiculous amount of giveaways in this promo. And without further ado, let's get into the video, boys. Okay, now the way we're going to be doing this video is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting all 8 of these players into different tiers, because unlike packs that we usually get, where you're really only going to get the pack one time and you can only make one selection, there are so many players you guys can get from this promo. So I want to make sure that you guys kind of have your options laid out in a little bit more of an organized manner, and you guys can make these selections in a strategic manner. So what we're going to do is we're going to start it off with tier number 1, which is basically the one card that I think everyone needs to get, and basically every single person needs to pick. Then we'll go to tier number 2, which is players that I still recommend you guys select, maybe on the second time you get the pack, maybe the third time you get the pack. And then tier number 3 is players to consider, but I wouldn't really recommend. Okay, so let's get straight into the video, boys. Tier number 1, the one player that I think everyone needs to get out of this promo, no excuses, is probably, you guessed it, Jeremy Chin right here, man. Jeremy Chin at the free safety spot has ridiculous stats. He's got 91 speed, he's got 90 acceleration, he's going to be sitting at 87 man and 91 zone to go along with 86 hit power as well. The card is ridiculous, and in my opinion, this is a tier 1 card. This is someone that everyone needs to select. If you don't pick Jeremy Chin, you're simply making a mistake. Whether you want to do it on the first pack you get or the second pack you get, the Jeremy Chin card, he's an absolute must. Like, don't beat around the bush, boys. Jeremy Chin, the best free 90 by a mile. You gotta be selecting him. Don't make the mistake and pick someone else. He's absolutely dominant. And then tier number 2 right here, boys. I've got 3 players in this tier that I recommend you guys consider for your second or third selection out of this pack. The first card we're going to be talking about is going to be the big old right guard Shaq Mason. Now, out of this promo, when it comes to 90s, there's not really any other cards that like blew me away. Jeremy Chin, he blew me away when I took a look at the stats, but otherwise, none of the cards really blew me away. So getting a 90 overall right guard that's a nat, it feels like a pretty smart decision when you're building your team. As you guys can see, he's got 86 strength, he's got good pass blocking, 88, 89, 87. He's dominant in the run game with 90s across the board, basically, and he's also 6'1", 310. So Shaq Mason right here, I've got him in tier number 2. I definitely think I'll be selecting him with one of my free players, and I'd probably recommend you guys do the same, because he's got really, really good stats. Now, another player to consider in maybe your second or your third selection is going to be Corey Davis right here. Now, Corey Davis, he's not to the point of being like a dominant receiver that everyone's got to pick. He's got 90 speed and 91 excel, 6'3" height, so it's like the card's good. He's nothing too crazy. Route runnings, again, they're good. They're nothing too crazy. Catching, again, it's good. It's nothing too crazy. Why am I saying the word good like that? You're gonna click off the video if I keep being weird. But yeah, 6'3" height, good speed, like solid stats across the board. He's a tier 2 player. Like I said before, there's no cards that really blew me away, so I think it's like a solid idea to kind of beef up the trenches with some of your not players right here. But if you're looking to go skill position, maybe your team's like a little bit of a lower overall, Corey Davis will be a good player for you. If you got a higher overall team, Corey Davis, he might not necessarily be the move. Then keeping on that trend of tick boys in the trenches, we are going to have Jonathan Allen as my final tier number 2 player. If you made it to this point in the video, boys, we have a ton of most feared content coming out this week, so drop a like down below, hit that sub button, join the familia, baby. But yeah, John Allen right here, defensive tackle, 6'3", 300 pounds, solid speed and excel, like 75, 86. I'm not going to complain about it. Block, shed, power move, pretty nice combo right there for those 2 stats. The main thing that I care about on a DT is block, shed, and power move. Finesse move, it's not really a big deal, so he's got a pretty solid combo of shed and power move. And again, picking up a defensive tackle that's a not player, it's always a good decision, because you know that DT is going to be on your team for quite a while. And I think Jonathan Allen should be nice in the running game, should be nice in the pass game. I think he's definitely like a tier number 2 player and a good player to consider after hopefully you select Jeremy Chin. Then for tier number 3, we've got a lot of meh. There's Derek Carr, the quarterback. I mean, he's got solid stats, he's field general, very similar to a lot of other QBs in this game. He's not going to be getting hot route master because he's only got 87 awareness, so like a solid solid card right there. Maybe you're rocking a Raiders theme team and you want to go with Derek Carr. Otherwise, we've got Leighton Vander Esch, who's like meh as well. Maybe you're looking to kind of just boost up your overall. You want to take a middle linebacker with a high overall. I don't necessarily blame you. Like 88 speed and 90 excel, if you need him in the goal line package, that could be solid right there. Definitely a decent card. We've got Xavier Rhodes, who's like also a pretty solid corner. Definitely like a tier 3 player. I don't think he's a tier 2 card. He's pretty similar to Corey Davis with 90 speed, 90 excel. The coverage stats, they don't really blow me away at all. I would say the Xavier Rhodes is probably like at the top of tier number 3. Definitely the best player in tier number 3. And then otherwise, we're also going to have Stephon Tuitt, who's like, again, like a decent card. None of these players are like bad, but in my opinion, Rhodes, Tuitt, Carr, and Leighton Vander Esch, they're going to be those like tier 3 type of players. Stephon Tuitt, very, very similar card to Jonathan Allen right here, except he's at the left end spot. I think my ends, I would definitely want them to have more speed than 75 speed with Mike Vick scrambling around, who's got 94 speed. So Stephon Tuitt, again, like good stats on the card. He's not a bad player, but he's a tier 3 card for me. So just to recap, as you guys know, you're going to be getting this pack a lot of times. So with the first card, I would recommend you guys go Jeremy Chin. With maybe your second and your third selection, Shaq Mason's a solid card if you want to beef up the O-line. Jonathan Allen if you want to beef up that defensive line. If you're looking for more like skill position type of stuff, I would consider Corey Davis and Xavier Rhodes. And then the players that I probably wouldn't recommend you pick, Derek Carr, Leighton Vander Esch, and Stephon Tuitt. So that's going to be my rankings right there. Hopefully that does help you guys out and kind of narrow it down. Instead of just going from 8 to 1, I kind of wanted to give you guys those tiers because the difference between number 1, which is Jeremy Chin, and number 2, which might be like Shaq Mason, that's a huge difference. So you want to make sure you're taking Jeremy Chin with one of your players. And then for the rest of your selections, you can kind of do whatever you guys want to do by hopefully using this list as a guide and using the needs on your team. If you desperately need like a cornerback, Xavier Rhodes isn't a bad pick. So definitely consider the needs on your team, how your team's being built, but hopefully that gives you guys a nice little guide to make these decisions and make them a little bit easier. So that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video today. And until next time, boys, I'm out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, lads. Peace.